Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Mark, and today I'm going to be trying to make a Brazilian street food called Coxinha. But I'm not going to do it the traditional way. I'm going to add my spin on it and combine it with a more local sandwich that I grew up calling cabbage burgers, but otherwise known as runzas. Let's get started. Start by preheating my pan for the beef, and this is traditionally made with shredded chicken, but today I'm going to be using ground beef. And while that's preheating, I'm going to chop up my cabbage. Where's my knife? There it is. Don't mind the camera on my head. Today I'm going to be using about half this cabbage. That was a little harder than I should. I'm going to take off this top layer because I don't need it. And these little bits. Gonna cut off the core. And now I'm gonna shred it. I'm going to put it in here so I can rinse any potential dirt that was in between the layers. That wasn't good. Here I'm using 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm just gonna put that in there and let it start browning and searing that off. Turn the heat down a little bit. Might be overcrowding this a little bit. Break this up just a little bit more. Well, I need to keep that heat high. And while this is cooking, I'm going to get a pot to start the dough. And I'll be using 4 cups of beef stock. Get this boiling. And because this is not homemade in stock, I'm going to add a little bit of this beef better than bouillon to enhance the flavor a little bit. Yes, I'm aware it's a lot of sodium, but it'll be fine. while that's going, I'm going to get the spices I need, which is going to be onion powder, garlic powder, and smoked paprika with a. Yeah. It wasn't this one. Sorry. Oh. There it is. As I'm dropping shit. Yeah. Turn that one out a little bit. Now I'm going to add some salt and pepper, a little bit of salt. Salt and pepper to taste. Mash it. About a teaspoon or so of garlic powder. I'm just measuring, not really, or just eyeballing it, not really measuring. Whoops. And then quick little dash of that. Turn the heat up, put the lid on to get that to boiling. I'm going to cook just about enough, so I'm going to grab some paper towels and kind of get out some of this excess fat. Couple more on it. That'll do it. Now I'm gonna add some beef stock to this. And some black bean paste. Stir that. Let this cook down and cook out the water or the broth. And while it does that, I'm gonna put in my cabbage so it wilts. I don't need these thicker chunks. So it cooks down the cabbage as it cooks out the water. Probably could have cut those caps up a bit smaller. And now for the dough, we're going to, I had 4 cups of broth and I'm going to add 4 cups of flour. Kind of making this like a choux pastry. Probably should have done a little bit at a time. Turn this heat off and let this start cooling off. Now we're going to scrape this out of the bowl. Gonna need this a little bit to smooth it out. It's still warm to the touch. Oh, that's still hot. That seems pretty smooth. Grabbing some cling film for this because I'm going to cut this in half. Just so the less chance of this drying out while I do this part. Gonna roll half of this dough into a bit of a log. Try to get it as even as possible. Then take it about 3 fingers wide and cut. Ideally, this should be cooler. The dough should be a bit cooler than it is, but I don't have the time to wait. I didn't cut that one very well. I don't think it's gonna work. And then we take this, punch our thumb down, and make a sticky. Oh well. Ooh, it's ugly. This over here, and then we spoon some of this inside, and we carefully bring it all together, and this is not going to work. Oh, maybe well. Boy, it's ugly. Pinch that stuff together. And do our best to shape it into a cone drumstick thingy. Just got one left here. And of course, the last one is the one I fuck up on. And there we have it. They're not very pretty, but they'll work. I got leftover mix. Here I'm going to bread them. Use 2 eggs. And panko breadcrumbs. Keep one hand wet and one dry. And I just fucked that up. And here I'm going to fry these. I got my oil at about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Might be a little bit warmer than that. And right around 300, so I'm going to carefully drop these in. Probably could a few at a time. Like, you could freeze them as is right here on a tray, and then after a few hours put them in another container, or fry them up. until they're golden brown, which should take a few minutes. I'm gonna rotate these so they cook more evenly. Those look about done. Hopefully. Putting the last ones in now. And these are the finished coxinhas. Let's see how we did. Got a nice crunch to it as I'm making a mess. Not too bad, maybe a little wet. Let's see how they taste. Inside's a little doughy. Well, that's probably because of the filling was a little wet and then steamed on the inside, but still good. I think for the most part these turned out to be a success. They taste pretty good. As you can see, I have a lot of filling left. I'll probably use that and make cabbage burgers or runzas in my next video. Until then, thanks for watching.